Hi everyone and welcome back. If you watched my last video, you know I've been accepted into the Altenew Educator Certification Program. I have to take a series of 25 courses and complete challenges to earn a teaching certificate. I'm documenting my journey along the way. Today I will be using the techniques I learned in the All About Layering 2 class. So let's get started. Today I will be using the Altenew Beautiful Day stamp set. This flower has 4 layers to it. It has the outline of the flower, and then a solid image, and 2 additional accent images. These flowers are very easy images to layer up. I will also be using the Stamping Village Thinking of You stamp set. This stamp set is a collaboration between 12 companies that came together to make it. With every purchase of the set, $5 is donated to the Save the Children Foundation, which is such a wonderful program. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Misti stamping tool and a piece of Neenah Classic Crest cardstock. I'm going to put the outline image on the Misti and stamp it using the Altenew Obsidian black ink. Once I have the first impression done, I will then stamp the first solid image layer using the Altenew Rose Quartz ink. I will double stamp the image to make the color a little darker. The third layer is easy to line up. It lines up in the same position that the solid image lined up in. I will use the Puffy Heart ink next, and I will double stamp the image as well. Then I bring in the final stamp using the Cosmic Berry ink. I double stamp the image because I'm going for a more dramatic look for the flower. I love how the lighter pink look next to the darker pink. Now I will stamp 2 sets of leaves. I should have put the flower in the middle of the paper so I could just stamp the leaves and rotate the paper, but that's okay. I'll just move the stamp around on the paper instead. So I put the first solid image down and I stamped it with frayed leaf ink. I decided to double stamp this image to give it a bolder look. When I'm done, I will just move the stamp over on the cardstock and stamp it with frayed leaf ink again. I will also double stamp this image. Then I bring in the second image and stamp it with Forest Glade ink. This stamp set has 3 stamps to it, but I chose to only use 2 of the layers today. You don't have to use all 3 if you don't want to. I will move it over and stamp the next image. When I'm done, I'm going to use My Favorite Things Wonky rectangle die. I just recently got this set and I love it. I think it adds such great detail to the card. I take a piece of Neenah Classic Crest cardstock and cut it to 5.5 and 4 1/4. Then I die cut it using my Gemini Junior machine. When I'm done, I use my Sizzix Sidekick machine. Make sure to push the lever down so it sticks to the glass media mat. I cut all of my images out so they fit in the Sidekick. I love using my Sidekick when I have smaller images. I feel it goes a lot quicker than running one small image through my Gemini Junior. You could fit the leaves and the flower on the cutting plate at the same time if you want to. I chose to cut them separately. Once I cut all of my images out, I will stamp the Sending Happy Thoughts sentiment onto the card. I lay out where I want my flower and leaves to go so that I know where to put the sentiment. Once I lay out my card, I stamp the sentiment. I chose to use the Altenew Dark Night ink because I was going for a softer look rather than my usual black ink. Now I'm going to start assembling my card. I will put the foam tape on the back of the flower and the leaves. I will also put a little bit of glue to make it easier to move the leaves around if I need to. I lay them out on the card where I want them to go. Then I put the glue on the back of the flower. You don't need to use the glue if you don't want to, I just prefer to. Once I adhere the images to my card, I will then attach a piece of craft foam that is 5 by 3 3/4 inches. I will use my art glitter glue to adhere it to the back of the flower panel. This will add dimension to the card. If you do not have any craft foam, you can glue 3 pieces of cardstock together and add it to the back of the card. Then I will adhere the panel to a piece of Nina Classic Crest 110 pound cardstock folded to 5.5 by 4.25 inches. I always like to add some sparkle to my cards, so I'm going to add some Studio Katia clear drops. I lay them out on my card where I want them to go. Using my jewel picker, I glue them to the card. The jewel picker really helps to pick up these tiny gems. I just love these gems. They're like one of my favorites. I think they look like little tiny dewdrops on the card. Okay, so after I added all my jewels, I decided to add some Wink of Stella to the card so the flower and leaves have a little shimmer to it. It's hard to see the shimmer in the video, but it really adds some nice texture to the images. I think it gives that little extra added touch to the card. So that will conclude my card for today. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Be on the lookout for my next video, and thanks for stopping by.